so excited to be here at Imli, and Vincent is going to prepare some of the most colorful drinks, and this is a whole other experience. I can't wait. So what are you going to prepare?
I'm going to make a cucumber cooler. Cucumber cooler means cucumber made with the Saint Germain and Hendrix and lychee juice.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that
it's
sounds
very
great.
refreshing.
I was going to use that word, refreshing. And so let's see what you're going to do. How do you start?
Let
What
me
do you
show
do for
you.
preparation?
Okay, first you take some mint,
Fresh mint.
fresh mint, and some cucumber slice. Okay, and then you muddle it.
Right. And actually, I think mint, isn't it used a lot in Indian food?
We use some of the dishes we make with the basil chicken.
Right.
It's
And
cooked
a lot
in the
of
oven.
curry. And a lot
Right.
of curry, yeah.
And once you muddle,
That's a funny word, muddle, as opposed to crushing.
then take the Hendrix.
Ooh.
It's 2 ounces.
And what is that, gin?
Gin.
Ooh, wow. That's exciting.
Then Saint Germain, 1 ounce.
This will knock you on your feet.
Right.
And it's refreshing for the summer.
Right, absolutely. Then you have 1 ounce lychee juice.
Oh my. And you also take fresh lychees and put them in as well?
Yes.
Oh my. So you have quite a collection of things
Right.
that you're putting together.
Then you fill it up with ice
Yeah.
and you shake it.
Shake it, baby, shake it. Shake it, baby. Ooh, look at those drops. That's refreshing.
Then you do the garnish with cucumber.
Wow, how refreshing is this? This is great.
Try.
Wow, that's good. Mm. It's amazing. I mean, cucumbers. I mean, what else can you ask for? I mean, this is really terrific. I'm gonna have another sip. Wow. Absolutely delicious. Vincent, that was a great drink. What's the name of it?
It's called cucumber cooler.
Yeah.
We call it cucumber cooler.
Is this something you invented?
Yes.
And this is a wonderful restaurant.
Thank you.
And you're a partner in it.
Yes.
And this is fabulous. 3 partners and everybody gets along.
Right.
What could be better than that?
Exactly.
Now, what's the next drink that you're
Next
gonna
one I'm going to make, it's called Mumbai Mule. Everybody make Moscow Mule. So I'm going to come up with the idea like make Mumbai Mule. It's like a rum and fresh pomegranate, mint, ginger beer.
make? Oh, wow. That's not from Mumbai, is it?
Yes.
Ah, wow. Was it invented in Mumbai or is it just something you invented?
I invented.
You
In
invented it?
Yes.
You're the creator?
Yes.
How
So
fantastic.
we put one and a half.
Is that pomegranate?
Yes, fresh pomegranate seed.
How fabulous.
Then the fresh mint.
Mint everywhere.
Yes. Mint gives you a nice flavor.
Oh, yeah.
And you muddle it.
Right. And once you have it all muddled, then you add what to it?
Then you add
Some ice,
ice.
right?
Then Bacardi,
Oh, rum.
rum.
And what is that measurement, by the way?
It's 2 ounces.
2 ounces. So these are different. This is 1 ounce and this is 2 ounces?
2 ounces.
Oh, that's good to know. And how long have you been a bartender?
12 years.
Wow. And you've
Then
created
you
all these
put
wonderful
rose.
drinks. That gives it energy.
Right.
And then the final result.
Then you put ginger beer on top.
I thought ginger beer was from the tropics, you know, the Caribbean. I didn't
Right.
realize it was Indian. Or is it something that you...
This is I come up with. Try.
So the ginger beer, wow. Nice.
Thank you.
Really nice. I love the color too. This is actually my favorite color. It's sweet, but not too sweet.
Right.
Has a little bite from the ginger beer.
Exactly.
It's perfect. This is the Taste of New York, and I'm here at Imli Restaurant, and it is the most incredible, creative Indian food, and they import all of the spices from India, and you know, they have their own flair. And there are three partners, which I'm very delighted to meet. And tell me your names.
Vincent. Hi, John.
Hi there.
Hi, John. Vincent.
Ram. And Ram. And these guys are like brothers. They really work together. Their details are so specific. It's wonderful to see a group of people working together, not fighting, and just, you know, really cooperating and making everything beautiful. And the food looks fantastic. And tell me about how the origin of this whole thing, of the three of you getting together. Where did you meet?
We met in New York, yeah, and I've known Vincent for probably 10 years, I guess. A little over that.
More than 10 years.
Ram probably about 8, I guess. Yeah. And we met, and we used to go out on our drinking binges once a week. And then we, you know, I guess that's where it all started from.
Yeah.
And we came up with this concept that we should try to do something different, you know, from what most Indian restaurants are. So we came up with a couple of ideas. Ram will explain to you, you know, how we came around with the sharing plates and the small plates, and you know.
It's a wonderful idea. You know, it's like when people come in and they can taste different things this way by sharing plates.
Right.
And they have another experience. And I think that's what's so fabulous about food, you know. And I think New York is filled with all of the different nationalities, and what happens is that people have an opportunity to travel to that destination because of the food.
Yep.
You know, and they say food is the way to man's heart, you know. And I think this is wonderful. I mean, just to see the preparations and the fact that you care so much about what you're doing here, and you have a wonderful bar, and you have happy hour, I heard from Vincent.
Yes.
And you know, and people come in, and it's extended happy hour. So they, you know, they come in and they have these original drinks that you prepare, that you've designed.
Right.
You're the designer. You're the sommelier.
He's a mixologist.
Mixologist.
In the course of preparing these different cocktails, do you also have wines as well?
Yeah, we do.
And you do pairings?
We do food pairings as well, a tasting menu. Wines are both European as well as from California as well. So we try to pair it with a little bit more of an eye on the spices that we have, right? So to bring out the flavor of the spices. So we have, you know, Gewürztraminer, Chardonnays, and Rieslings as well. So it's a good mix. We're constantly updating it as well, based on what people tell us, as well as what we think is nouveau and new and good for the season as well. So
Oh, wonderful.
we constantly change that as well.
Now you talk about season. Does the food change for season, or the menu for season?
We are trying to change the menu like quite often, like season, like fall season.
So what would you serve in the fall, as an example?
So we try to update the specials at least on the season. So our basic dishes that sell well, people know of them, we keep them constant.
Right.
But then if you want to keep updating and keep it fresh, people come back for different dishes. So for example, for the fall, we'll have seasonal vegetables like squashes, heartier soups, and things which people want for warmth and stuff. It's cold outside, they want to entertain and stuff. So the menu, the special menus will update every season. And as we see people liking different dishes, they'll come onto the main menu as well. So we can update that a little bit more.
So do you have daily specials as well?
We don't do daily specials really. We have a lunch special that we update every day,
Right.
which changes. But the other stuff is a little bit more constant for dinner and for tapas. We try to keep our name is Imli Urban Indian Food, and so we, as you said, a city's got multiple flavors and there are different nationalities. Rather than travel to another country, you can actually taste the country sitting over here itself. And so one of the concepts, and Mervyn alluded to this fact, when we were thinking about what will differentiate us from other Indian restaurants, it's not just authentic food, but we looked at an international flavor. And we try and not use the word fusion because that's a little bit commonly used. But if you look at how the Indian population has moved over to different countries and they incorporate different flavors from the countries that they settle in, we've tried to bring that back over here. So we've got English influences like a Scotch egg burger. We've got influences from France for the wine, as well as some of the flambeing that we do. We've got influences for desserts as well. There's a Persian influence from people who settled in India. They're called Parsis. We have a huge brunch menu, which is not the typical brunch menu, but it's got dishes in there that can be individually served has eggs and bread and guacamole and avocados and chili cheese toast. So we've tried to do that to bring in different flavors, not just infuse them with a word fusion in them.
Yeah, that's a word, as you said, is used so much. And it's overused, actually. And I think that when you have authentic food and you've created dishes that are, you know, they have the influence of India, and they just, it sort of blossoms. It's almost like a scent. It just blossoms, you know. And when people come here, I'm sure you have repeat customers as well, because they've had the experience here, and that's really fantastic. And word of mouth is really the best. When people say, you know, I was at that great restaurant. I have people asking me all the time, where shall I go? And I'm thinking, okay, you know, so one can always recommend a great new place.
Right.
And you know, this is a new treat. I mean, it's beautifully laid out as well. You've got two sides, and for dining in the bar, and we've got this wonderful room in the back, so you can actually have special occasions here as well.
Yeah, we've already had a couple of private parties out here, so you know, we've had birthday parties and, you know,
Baby shower.
Yeah. Well, that's
People, professionals from hospitals, physicians have come here for booking it out and stuff.
right,
like that.
because the hospital is right around the corner.
There are about 7 hospitals around the corner, so
Yeah.
yeah, we get a lot of that.
Oh, yeah.
Word of mouth is good. I think locals, we haven't accepted into the community over here. We try and incorporate, you know, dishes that people locally would like over here, but we also know people by name. They come back 5 or 6 times. We've been open a couple of months.
So it's like a family.
It is a family, and a lot of people know us by name. We know them by name. They recommend us to other people, so it's quite gratifying that way. Yes.
Well, you know, that's what's so wonderful. I mean, the people become family after a while. They walk in, you know their name, and you say, "Oh, good to see you again." You know, whoever you are, and I think it's wonderful, especially when people like what you do, and they come back and recommend it to other people, and that's what it's about. Business is all about recommendation and the fact that you have good food and these small dishes that you prepare, so that it's almost like tapas in a sense, and people can just have several of them, as opposed to, they could just have tapas, just lots of tapas, as opposed to even having an entree.
And I think our restaurant is not one that you can just come once and say, listen, I've tried everything.
Right.
You got to come a couple of times, because it's all small plates and it's a mixture of different things, and it's got main course. And I think you really need to come, you know, you've got to come 3-4 times before you really tried everything. You know?
Come every day.
Right. That'd be great.
I love that.
Yeah.
A big crowd. So what happens here is that it's here on First Avenue and 62nd, 63rd Street. So people can come in and have this great experience. And what could be better than that?
Right.
You know, just having great people coming in and amusing themselves with the great dishes and the tapas. I mean, nothing's better than that, because, you know, I'm not a big eater, so I have a little of this and a little of that, and I'm full. But meanwhile, it's just so great to have that choice.
Right.
And to have those choices, you know. And is the menu extensive? I mean, is it long, or is it petite, or?
We've consciously tried to keep it in between, I would say. So our tapas menu is quite extensive, but what we try to do is the pricing on that is lower than you would find in a common appetizer. So we'd rather have people come and try 5 dishes rather than try 1 dish and maybe like it or not like it. But if you try 5 dishes, you're gonna like 3 out of 5. So
exactly.
That's one way of incorporating and at least giving them the exposure to new flavors. Our menu is not that extensive, but like we said, we keep changing it. Things that don't work, we'll remove. We'll incorporate new dishes into that as well. But one of the things we like about this place, and being New York, people like to entertain. They just don't want to go and eat. It's not about just having food or a meal. It's about entertaining. You bring social gathering for us. So, like you talked about the bar, the mixology, the cocktails we have, an extensive wine list, the tapas, all breeds this concept of bring your friends and family and entertain them, have a great time. We will know you after your first visit. We'll be able to encourage you to have other dishes as well, recommend stuff. So you come back and keep entertaining your friends and family. That's the concept we try to create. As you've talked about, the space is beautiful. We've got 3 different sections. You can have the bar, you can have a dining section, as well as a patio. It's enclosed, so it can be warm or cool. So it's about entertaining people.
It could be raining too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and people actually like to sit here in the rain and ask us to turn off the music.
And hear the drops.
And hear the raindrops, yes.
Yeah. It's romantic.
It is very, I think it brings back childhood memories. I have no idea.
Oh yeah,
People love that.
yeah, splashing in the rain. Yeah, I'm not a big eater, so I have a little of this and a little of that, and I'm full. But meanwhile, it's just so great to have that choice, and to have those choices, you know. And is the menu extensive? I mean, is it long, or is it petite or?
We've consciously tried to keep it in between, I would say. So our tapas menu is quite extensive, but what we try to do is the pricing on that is lower than you would find in a common appetizer. So we'd rather have people come and try 5 dishes rather than try 1 dish and maybe like it or not like it. But if you try 5 dishes, you're gonna like 3 out of 5. So
Exactly.
that's one way of incorporating and at least giving them the exposure to new flavors.
Chasing Wild Ass. Oh, it's not what you're thinking. It's all about my travel around the world. I have interspersed photos and recipes to whet your appetite and allow you to dream and discover and rediscover these faraway destinations. The title came about while we were in Koch Wild Ass Sanctuary chasing jackasses in Gujarat, India. Chasing Wild Ass is food for the soul. It's adventure, it's history, it's culture, it's culinary, and it's a lifestyle. Chasing Wild Ass will entertain you and massage your soul. It's a celebration of life. You have to live every moment as if it's your last. My world is your world, so remember, get up, get out, and travel! It's hot in the kitchen, and Manuel is going to prepare some of these incredible dishes that are very typical, I think, right? Am I right?
Yeah, it's something unusual, like other than other Indian restaurant.
And these are your designs?
It's not only my design, it's like a help of my management as we consult together about
Right.
to set up this menu for Imli.
Are these traditional dishes?
Yeah, some there are traditional and some there we just infused to get little different varieties than
Right.
other than different Indian restaurants.
Right.
So that's why we are infusing, like do kind of infusing the whole concept.
Right.
So we are getting the variations. That's why we put on a small plate as well to gather more varieties.
So when you say fusion, but it's not fusion, it's Indian, that's really a
We are
combination.
putting combinations of spice. Basically, the lot of our spice which are we infusing is Indian.
Right.
Like some it sounds like a Western. We bought it here. Like Scotch egg we have.
Right.
That's totally like some other Indian restaurant that doesn't name it Scotch eggs.
Right.
So that's why we're infusing those things with Indian spice to get the flavors. So we were keeping the flavors, but
Right.
we are bringing to a modern trend.
Right.
Something
You're
new.
modernizing the traditional dishes.
Yeah.
Now, you have all these different colors. Now, explain what the differences
Yeah,
are.
this usual just tikka masala. The chicken tikka masala because
Right.
I make a little different than the other Indian restaurants.
Right. And this, by the way, is something that you preserve or you do in advance. You cook this in advance.
Yeah, like I have to cook. I have a basis which is ready.
Yeah.
So when every morning we take it out, so we put some different flavors to get, and then we keep on steaming up to
Right.
have good flavors to
Right.
come up at the last.
And a lot of curry. you
A lot
use.
of not too much of curries, but we have a basis. We have not too much of curries, but we have something different, like we have vindaloo, which other Indian restaurants they doesn't have a pork vindaloo, so
Right.
we serve pork vindaloo.
Right.
We the other Indian restaurant they doesn't have the seafood. We have variations, like we have calamari, we have clams, we have so we have shanks.
How fantastic.
Yeah, so this is how
And as executive chef of this wonderful restaurant, talk about this yellow color.
Yeah, this is a color which is called a Punjabi curry. So I just made it for my staff.
Just for your staff?
For the staff.
You mean nobody gets it outside? Just your staff?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's fantastic. Manuel,
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I heard all about these lamb chops that you do on the skewer in the tandoori oven. So show me what you're going to do.
Actually, we named this as Imli lamb chops
Yes?
because, as I told you, like we have an imported spice from India, the secret. So we marinate with those stuff, and we add sour creams. We add a little bit of our home spice as well, and we marinate for 48 hours, sometimes 24 to 48 hours.
Wow. So
So
it really
get the-
soaks in the flavor.
Soaks in and give
Yeah.
it different flavors.
Yeah.
And then when order comes, like we cook. So here I'll show how we skewer it. So this is how,
And you do one by one on
Yeah.
the skewer?
yeah, one by one.
Wow.
So this is how we secure, right?
Ooh.
It's soft and tender. And usually we use the New Zealand lamb chop,
And they're small, which is really nice.
which is nice
Almost
and very
bite-sized.
soft, tender.
Yeah. Well, because you've marinated them so they're so tender and the flavors in them, which makes it very special.
Very special. So this is how
Oh.
we do it. Then this is how it goes to tandoor. Into the tandoor. And then we wait till it cooks. So
Which
now,
takes about 15 minutes? Or?
15 to 20 minutes.
Right.
It depends
And that
on
gives it
to
medium, right?
Medium, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So if it's rare, like 12 to 15 minutes. If it's
Right.
medium, 20 minutes, 22 minutes. If it's well done, like 25 minutes.
Yeah. Well, we don't want well done, you know.
Right. So yeah. Yeah. Now the lamb chop is almost done. So here I pull up the mosquitoes with the lamb
Oh,
chop.
wow.
See the color?
Oh, my God. You can still see the sauce on it.
Sauce
yeah.
on it.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah.
And it's nice and tender. This is medium now.
Medium.
Oh, wonderful.
So now I'm going to pull it out one by one. It's coming out from the mosquitoes. It's cooked, juicy. So here it is. So
Wow, that's fantastic.
Now before I serve to the customer, right, I do flambe. And to give all the spice to come out, little caramelize and little
Ooh.
sweet. Before I serve, so I go to the counter and I spread my arak on top and I do the flambe. And why I do flambe? To caramelize, to give all the spice, to emit out.
And excite it.
Excite.
Excite the meat.
Meat.
Get it going. Wow. That is so exciting. Oh, my God.
This is how to get
And is this an appetizer or is this the main course?
this a main course.
Oh, wow. I can't imagine it's an appetizer. It's so big. It's wonderful. But it's still a small plate.
Right.
Yeah.
It looks
And what do you
small.
serve the lamb chops with? Do you serve them with vegetables or what do you serve it with?
A little bit of salads. We have some kind of salads on the side.
Right. And some yogurt?
And if some people ask yogurt, then I will serve yogurt. Otherwise, it goes.
Ah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at all these wonderful spices. Can you describe these different spices to me?
So actually, we want to prepare a chicken chaat, which is usually it's a street food. Which you get in India, we go different streets, so you get this kind of a chaat. But usually, you won't get this chicken chaat. What we introduce in Imli. So it is the creation of Imli. So this chicken is cooked in a tandoor, and then we slice it up. And we toss with the bell peppers, some onions, some chilies to spice it up. And then we add little chili, little chaat, and little cumin, and little salt. And after that, we throw some sauces, a layer of sauces, mint, tamarind, as well as little yogurt base. And then
Yogurt. That's so important in your diet.
Yeah, and then we throw some save on top, and then it's ready to serve.
You know, I noticed you use the red onions. Do you ever use white onions as well?
Yeah, but basically we love to use red onions because in Indian kitchen we use a lot of red onions because it gives it more strong flavors.
Right. It's a very good thing to have, by the way. So this will all be applied to your chicken.
Chaat.
Which, tell me the name of the chicken again.
It's a chicken tandoori chaat. So we say chicken tandoori chaat. Actually we name it as a chicken chaat because this chicken has been cooked in a tandoor to get a different flavors of the chicken.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's wonderful.
And then we toss everything together in the pan. And then I put on a plate and
Wow.
we serve it as a chaat,
Oh
the
my
form
God.
of a chaat.
How fabulous.
Our flavors are completely different than other Indian restaurant. The menu is very unique, and we serve like burger and pizza, tandoori chicken pizza, which normally you don't see any other restaurants.
I've never even heard of that
Right.
before.
So these kind of things make us different, and we serve beef, which no Indian restaurants serve.
No. I've heard the stories about the
Right,
beef
yeah.
because I've been to India. So you cut your head off. And
And the cocktails are amazing. Like we use a lot of spices. So the same way we are cooking all the spices, we use in the cocktail as well as. So it's completely different.
well, the ones I tasted were just extraordinary and colorful, which I think is important. I think when you're looking at something, whether it's food or whatever, you want something to reflect life, and the colors really sort of pop. I mean, for instance, when you were doing the drinks today, it was just incredible just to see the things that you mixed
Thank you.
and the taste. It was just extraordinary.
And it goes with the food, the taste, the flavor.
Yeah, and a little spice.
Spicy.
Yeah. And what do you think?
What makes us different, I think we've taken a lot of care in preparing our menu. It just has authentic food, but it's also got flavors of the world where Indians are settled and they remember things from different parts of the world. So it's about entertaining, sharing in a nice atmosphere where you can come back more often, try new things, because we keep changing the menu as well. So I think we're different only because we are trying really hard to keep moving and changing the menu So they'll be incorporating more and more flavors. The options are endless, but we'll get to a place where everybody finds something that they like over here.
I'm not a big eater, so I have a little of this and a little of that, and I'm full. But meanwhile, it's just so great to have that choice.
Right.
And to have those choices, you know. And is the menu extensive? I mean, is it long or is it petite or?
We've consciously tried to keep it in between, I would say. So our tapas menu is quite extensive, but what we've tried to do is the pricing on that is lower than you would find in a common appetizer. So we'd rather have people come and try 5 dishes rather than try 1 dish and maybe like it or not like it. But if you try 5 dishes, you're gonna like 3 out of 5. So
Exactly.
that's one way of incorporating and at least giving them the exposure to new flavors. Our menu is not that extensive, but like I said, we keep changing it. Things that don't work, we'll remove. We'll incorporate new dishes into that as well. But one of the things we like about this place, and being New York, people like to entertain. They just don't want to go and eat. It's not about just having food or a meal. It's about entertaining. You bring social gathering for us. So, like you talked about the bar, the mixology, the cocktails we have, an extensive wine list, the tapas, all breeds this concept of bring your friends and family and entertain them, have a great time. We will know you after your first visit. We'll be able to encourage you to have other dishes as well, recommend stuff. So you come back and keep entertaining your friends and family. That's the concept we try to create. As you've talked about, the space is beautiful. We've got 3 different sections. You can have the bar, you can have a dining section, as well as a patio. It's enclosed, so it can be warm or cool. So it's about entertaining people.
It could be raining too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people actually like to sit here in the rain and ask us to turn off the music.
And hear the drops.
And hear the raindrops, yes.
It's romantic.
It is very, I think it brings back childhood memories. I have no idea.
Oh yeah.
People love that.
Yeah, splashing in the rain. Yeah.
Right.
Now, to sum it up, what would you say that makes your restaurant different from everybody else's restaurant?
I think we're pretty unique in what we serve because we've got the small plates. We got a lot of street food, which you typically don't see. I mean, in Indian restaurants.
But you see it in India.
Yeah, but you see it in India, you know. So we got it all the way from India to here, so that people can enjoy it, you know. So.
The word passion I hear all the time, and you guys have passion for what you do, and I can feel it, and it's really wonderful. And you have really a fantastic restaurant. I commend you for it. I am so delighted that I had a chance to meet you guys, and I'm so delighted that you are together as partners and making this incredible experience for everybody. I want to thank you guys for a great experience here in this wonderful restaurant on First Avenue between 62nd and 63rd Street. Everybody's got to come. This is A Taste of New York. I'm Jon Haggins. I'll see you next week.